Hi guys, welcome back to the session 2 of the academic series Fun with Sexual Reproduction in Human. Today's session might be a little boring because it's about the organs and labeling the organs and which organ is what. I personally found this segment a little boring because I don't like labeling organs like diagrams. But hey, this segment is a little important because if you don't know which organ is what, it gets a little confusing and difficult in the next sessions, right? So let's begin. So first of all, this one over here is the female reproductive system, and this one is the male. So which one should I start with? Male or female or male? Ladies first. Let's go with female. So the very first thing of female reproductive system is, in the last session we talked about gametes. Gametes are reproductive cells. So female reproductive cells or female gametes are called ova or eggs. Absolutely right. So the ova or eggs are present in this very structure, which is basically called ovary. Okay? Alright, so that's all. Now every month one egg or one ovum from any one of the ovaries gets released. From the ovary to this structure over here is called the oviduct. Now if you carefully notice, the opening of the oviduct to the ovary is a little funnel-like structure. So that's because, so that the egg from the ovary can easily pass into oviduct. And this structure over here, this funnel-like structure, is basically called funnel of ovary. Funnel of oviduct. Pretty obvious, like funnel-like structure of the oviduct is called funnel of oviduct. Alright. Right? So that's basically it. Now the oviduct then leads to this part. So this part over here is a very popular term. I'm sure all of you heard this name, uterus. So this part over here is called the uterus, and this part, or basically this part, is basically the lining of uterus. Right? And then over here we have the vagina. Now if you see this segment, the joining between the uterus and the vagina, this part, it's another very popular name, cervix. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the name cervix. I personally was confused. I always heard the name cervix, but I was like, what exactly cervix is? Which part of the reproductive system is cervix? But after this, studying this diagram, I got to know. Alright, now the very last segment is the opening of vagina, which is vulva. Okay, my handwriting is sucking these days. Anyways, so that's basically it. I know the names are a little similar and confusing, and that's why it's important, because the names are similar and confusing, like uterus, oviduct, ovary. It's important for you to know which part is what, so that it helps you to visualize the next sessions that will be coming up, right? So now let's move to male. Okay, so where to start? I don't know where to start. So let's start just the way the male gametes, those are called sperms. So sperms are produced in this structure. So in this structure, which is basically called testis. Okay. Now, testis, you see, around the testis there is this structure over here. You see this? Yeah? This is basically called, it is weird, epididymis. It's a weird name, but the spelling is correct, I'm sure. Not like last session. Alright, so over here, sperms produced from the testis is stored in the epididymis in inactive form. And from there, it is passed into this structure, which is basically called the sperm duct. See, I know. Wow. Alright, now over here there is an interesting thing. That is the testis over here. You see, if you see over here, the ovary in female reproductive system, it was a little up, but testis is down. It was in the abdominal cavity, but this is a little down, right? That's because it's in a special sac called the scrotum, and that's because since it's down, the temperature in the sac is a little lower than the other body temperature, and this is because this lower temperature is best for sperm production. Alright, so then we see over here some other structures. So you see, let's introduce them. This over here is called the seminal vesicle. Okay, let me say you there are more details to each of the diagrams. I am mentioning the main ones, okay? The basic ones. And then over here we have Cowper's gland. And lastly, this segment is prostate gland. I heard the name prostate gland a lot, but once again I learned it, knew where the position is from this diagram, studying it. Alright, so now we know this thing, that prostate gland, Cowper's gland, and seminal vesicle. So what this does is that these three things, these three organs, they basically mix the sperm with they release a fluid-like substance and mix the sperm with it, and the mixture of the fluid-like substance and the inactive sperm is basically called semen. And semen basically contains all the nutrients and basically all the enzymes that the sperm requires so that it can actively swim across the female body. So that's basically it about the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. This, please make sure you know the basic labeling. Oh, one more thing is, in this part, this one is penis, right? So yeah, we are done with it. So yes, I'll be back with a new session of fun with sexual reproduction in human super soon. Stay tuned with my channel, and thank you so much.